You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
Okay, Black and White Sports 2 supporters, we're going to talk about the Patriots. And look, I'm off on Saturdays, but I saw this and was like, wait a damn minute. Okay, if anybody can talk about this, it's me. How? Why? Question mark? I'm a 49ers fan and a Michigan Wolverines fan. And the one thing I can tell you right now is the majority of both fan bases love Jim Harbaugh, especially 49ers fans, okay? Don't kid yourself. The one thing I've noticed about Harbaugh is if you are sports fans of teams other than Stanford, Michigan, or the Niners, you absolutely hate Harbaugh. Well, I got a question. You know, the Broncos wanted Harbaugh or DeMeco Ryans before Sean Payton. How good would the Broncos be right now with Jim Harbaugh? Because my belief would be your offensive line would be good, your defensive line would be good, and your running game would be good, and Russell Wilson would also have improved. Does anybody remember the fact that Alex Smith was a historic NFL bust quarterback and Jim Harbaugh rebooted his career and saved it? Alex Smith became a good professional quarterback for the next 6 or 7 years after Jim Harbaugh got a hold of him. Now, a lot of Niners fans wished he'd have stayed with Alex instead of going with Kaepernick, but Harbaugh was not about being stagnant. He would pivot. He wasn't afraid to pivot. He's done it with Michigan quarterbacks. I had high hopes for this guy, but let's try this other guy. And now J.J. McCarthy will be at least a second-round pick, okay? He knows quarterbacks. He's got NFL pedigree as a player, as a coach, and he knows the college game. And if you're a Patriots fan right now, your team is in a real bad spot, and he can sure bring in talent and improve certain parts of the Patriots in the following season after he takes over. And he has an off season because he knows what he's looking for to build his team. And I saw this report, and we will just get to it right here. I understand what's going on at Michigan right now. I could make an hour-long video about how much I think that crap is BS, and I think Michigan should look at the NC2A and go, you can't do anything to us. I think the NC2A, in a lot of ways, has lost a lot of its power, and eventually one of these big programs is going to push back and be like, we don't need you. We don't want you involved. And then you're going to have a lot of conferences get together and just, from the football side, they're going to be like, we're leaving the NC2A. And I think it's within the next 5 years or so, okay? They don't need them. And one of these big programs is going to push back. But I do believe that Jim Harbaugh is fed up with the NC2A as well. And I think he was very close to taking that Broncos job. And I think he ultimately wants to go back to the NFL and win a Super Bowl. I think that's a priority for Harbaugh. So now we have the Patriots, okay? We have the Patriots. From the signs, this is Rutgers Wire from the USA Today. From the signs that Paul Feinbaum is getting, this could well be the last year as the head coach of Michigan football for Jim Harbaugh. The ESPN analyst believes that Harbaugh, one of the best coaches in the Big Ten, is NFL bound at the end of the season. Speaking on ESPN on Friday, Feinbaum said that the recent allegations that Michigan had been stealing the play signs of opponents are likely to propel Harbaugh back to the NFL. I think every team does it, but okay. Harbaugh currently has Michigan as the consensus second-ranked team in the nation and coming off consecutive college football playoff appearances. The ongoing investigation centers on a Michigan assistant stealing signs of opponents. The whole situation and allegations against Harbaugh appears sketchy at best. Correct. It's extremely sketchy. But it might be enough to drive Harbaugh from the Big Ten back to the NFL. Harbaugh called it a, quote, gray area in football rules, but admitted that it might be a tipping point for the Wolverines head coach this offseason. Quote, considering that Jim Harbaugh has really proven all of the critics and skeptics wrong by the run to the playoffs the last couple of years and beating Ohio State, and possibly again this year, I think he's going to leave college football and go back to the NFL, Feinbaum told Mike Greenberg on Friday. Quote, I think he's had enough of what the sport is really all about, the way it's operated, and the sin line that the NC2A uses to go after people clearly is in his crosshairs. And I think he's going to look around like he has the last 2 seasons, and if he gets an offer he wants, he is going to depart college football at the end of the season. Harbaugh missed the first 3 games of this season for a self-imposed sanction stemming from a minor recruiting violation. He returned the 4th week of the season in time for the start of the Big Ten schedule. Yeah, it's complete BS. So let's just take a gander here. And guys, as impressive as I think Harbaugh is at Michigan, and look at all these 10-win, 12, 13 wins. He's 7-0 this season already. As impressive as this is, I'm not sure anything in his coaching career will be any more impressive than going 8-5 and 12-1 with Stanford. Has anybody noticed how bad Stanford has been? I mean, and they stayed solid after David Shaw. But, I mean, you know, Shaw and Harbaugh were almost exactly the same. By the way, I like David Shaw. But that is one of the most impressive feats you will ever see in any coaching at any level. To make Stanford relevant at college football and them go 12-1. And by the way, developed a quarterback by the name of Andrew Luck. Yeah. So the reason I wanted to bring this up, I heard on Mago and Jones. They were talking about Jim Harbaugh and him being a possibility, and I was like, yeah, that makes some sense. It does. This is Alex Smith right here that we're looking at. You've got a quarterback with the Patriots that I can tell you right now, in his rookie year, looked better than any season that Alex Smith had from 2005 to 2010. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 seasons. Harbaugh showed up in 2011. And he worked with Alex. He figured out how to get the most out of Alex. And he developed Alex. This is the Niners, 44-19-1 NFC champions. And what I can tell you about a Harbaugh team, like I said a minute ago, if he goes to New England, that weather is perfect. He knows how to develop quarterbacks, NFL quarterbacks. If you do believe there is anything left out of Mac Jones, this is your guy to come in, evaluate Mac Jones, and if Harbaugh doesn't think there's anything left there, bloop, Harbaugh will pivot right off of him. But if he believes that Mac Jones is could be an actual good NFL quarterback, Harbaugh will fix Mac Jones and develop Mac Jones into a franchise quarterback. All right? And so he may be your guy. Offensive, defensive line, and linebackers are going to be killers under Jim Harbaugh. No doubt about it. That team will be tough as hell. That team will come after the throats of Josh Allen. Absolutely. I mean, after the throats of Josh Allen, Tua Tagovailoa, and possibly Aaron Rodgers, who may play for the Jets, if he's healthy, the next 2 seasons. And He's not going to be intimidated by Belichick. And the fact that Belichick was there and Tom Brady's got a very close relationship with Robert Kraft. Where did Tom Brady go to college? The University of Michigan. I think there's some lines that can be drawn there. He adds immediate superstar gravitas right back to that coaching position. And you know Harbaugh and his ego, it's not going to intimidate him a bit following in the footsteps of Bill Belichick because, frankly, Harbaugh believes Bo Schembechler is probably the greatest coach of all time. It's not going to be too big for it. The big house on a Saturday night, no, it's not going to. The NFL is not going to intimidate Harbaugh one bit. And I think, honestly, I think you compete for the playoffs the very first year he is coaching. And within 2 to 3 years, probably by the third year, you're back in the Super Bowl hunt. That's just my take. There will be plenty of Harbaugh haters come through here, and they'll be like, oh, no, Harbaugh, I hate his guts, I hate his ego, I hate his attitude. Again, if you're a Patriots fan, you will love that about Harbaugh, that everybody else despises the ground that he walks on. Because you will look at him and go, kiss my ass, he's my coach. Yeah, I mean, the fans start taking on the attitude of their head coach. And Patriot fans, you will love Jim Harbaugh if you can get him. But yeah, I will say this. I think Harbaugh absolutely is going back to the NFL after this year. I think he is fed up with the NCAA, and I don't blame him one bit. I think they are a joke and have been for years. Tell me what you think, Black and White Sports 2 supporters. Jim Harbaugh, the Patriots. That may be a fit. I know one thing. This team would get a lot of talent real fast because he knows he's got an eye for it, and he will draft them, and sign them. Draft them, free agents, whatever he's got to do. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.